Stop recording video button.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to another a Technology Master YouTube video. Sorry I haven't done one in a while, but today what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the size differences, the speaker differences, and the text-to-speech differences on the first generation Victor Stream and the second generation Victor Stream. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do size difference. So I'm going to actually take the second generation Stream out of its little rubber casing here for a minute, because it's made to do that. Because what's a size comparison if we have it in the case? Alright.
View center of screen. Take picture. Stop recording video, but speech off.
Now, I'm going to hold, now, if you hold one in each hand, like if you hold the first generation in your left hand, the second gen in your right hand, you may notice the first gen is much bigger and a lot more boxier looking. The second gen is smaller and thinner. I don't know how much thinner it is, but it's a lot. But I mean, it's a lot smaller compared to the first gen. It's lighter in weight too, because the first gen has that clunky battery. The second gen actually, it has a battery, but it's built right into the back of it, which is much more useful. And the Victor Reader Stream second gen is like twice the size of the first gen. Just take that down, because here's the first gen, and this first generation is a lot taller. And if I hold the second gen up in my hand, it's a lot less taller, and it comes up half as high. Because, see, do this. If you guys have one, go ahead and do this. Hold the second gen in your hand with your palm on the bottom and your fingers wrapping around the back. Then reach up with the palm of your other hand and find the top. That's how high it is. Now take the first gen and do the same. And notice how it's a little bit taller. And like I said, a lot bigger, a lot fatter, a lot boxier. I'll put this second gen back in its little case here. But with the case, it does make it look a little more bolder looking. That's why I like it in it. Okay, there we go. So, I mean, we're lucky though that on the first generation Stream though, the only other keys we had are go to, bookmark, bookshelf, which is 1, 2, which moves you up, 3, which is delete, 4, which moves you backward, 5, which is the where am I key, 6, which is the forward key. It's kind of like your right arrow. 7 is the menu key, which I'm surprised this thing even had a menu because it was made so far back. Then we have keys 8, 9. Then we have cancel, info, and confirm. On the bottom row is sleep, rewind, play stop, fast forward. On the left hand side, we have power, up and down. On the other side, we have headphone, mic. Going down further, we have a rough surface, but in the middle of that surface is the record button, which the first gen is okay, but it does not record. It does not record in MP3 format. So That's the only downfall to the first generation, which is the one I have, which is the only downfall, is it does not record in MP3 or WAV formats. So there's no way I can get these to my Mac because Humidor Companions are only made for Windows. Now, the SD card slots are in the same position, same spot. But the thing is, the USB ports have been moved. Like on the on the second generation, the SD card slot, and on the right of that, the headphone jack. There's no USB on the top anymore. They moved it to the bottom, right below the play stop key, right on the bottom side of the device. So they really moved a lot of stuff down. I mean, that's where you can charge it too. And on this one, the first generation, it takes the old barrel style adapter, which is like, you know, the little round hole. It's like the little barrel style, which is okay, but I prefer to have a USB charger because the old barrel style plugs feel like old days. And then, let's see, I believe I did all the differences. Oh yeah, and in the second generation, we have one new key added. We have go to, then we have online features, which is the new key. And that means you can connect to Wi-Fi with this. It's just a much better stream than the first generation was. I mean, the first generation is not bad, but you'll see in a speaker comparison in a second here. So, go to online features, bookmark, bookshelf 1, up, which is 2, manage books they call it now, which is 3, backward 4, where am I 5, forward 6, menu 7, down 8, playback mode 9, star, it's cancel, 0, and confirm. And down here we have sleep, rewind, play stop, and fast forward. Which actually I didn't say this, but this picture stream even has a built-in clock, so you're able to keep time with it. I'll show you that too. Then on the right-hand side, we have the line-in jack, as they have now. Then the record button. On the opposite side, we have power, volume up, or any mode you have selected, and down. So I'm going to go ahead and do a speaker comparison between these. So I'm going to go ahead first and start with the first generation. I don't want to get any copyrighted, so I'm just going to be trying to do something good here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on.
Welcome to Victor Reader. Note 1.
It's crazy, but the first generation boots up so much faster than the second generation.
Bookshelf. Notes. Talking books. 35. Books.
The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Skeen Catling.
Alright, since I'm not allowed to do like music and stuff that way, because I don't want to get copyrighted, but I'll just do a book here. That way we can compare speakers here. So I'll go ahead and play this book.
Skeen Catling. Copyright 1952.
And that's all the way up at that's the volume all the way up at max too.
This book was originally created for audio cassette playback. Any announcements concerning cassettes do not apply to this recording. This version contains markers allowing direct access to major portions of the book.
Born in London, Patrick Skeen Catling was...
Alright, now we'll read that same line here on the second gen. So So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the first generation off a minute. That way it doesn't keep talking to us when I make the switch of the cards here. Now, you would have thought that the second generation, you would have thought maybe there would be a faster boot up time, but I mean, because the first generation boots up really fast. But I have to say, if you think the boot up time on the second generation is fast, wrong. Holding the button down now. See, it took them a longer time to beep than the first gen did.
Welcome to Victor Reader.
See, now it's still reading my card. There it goes.
Bookshelf. Notes. 48. Notes. 5.
Yeah, it's really, sometimes it takes a lot longer than that, but
Connected to Wi-Fi.
powering down is a lot faster. And see, you just heard it say connected to Wi-Fi. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and go to that same book that we just read on that one, but in order to do that, see, the online features has two bookshelves. So you have your offline bookshelves, and you have your online bookshelves. If I press it again,
Bookshelf. NLS Bard. 29. Books. 17.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling.
yep, now I'm on the online bookshelf. But if I push it again,
Bookshelf. Notes. 48. Notes. 5.
now we return to the offline bookshelf. So I'm gonna go ahead and find that same book that we just read on the first generation.
Talking Books. 35. Books. 1.
The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Skeen Catling.
All right, here it is.
The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Skeen Catling.
Okay, and I'm gonna read up to the same length of time that we did on the first generation. So I'm gonna press play.
John was surprised. He hadn't expected the store to be open on Sunday.
All right, you know what? I'm kind of already in the book, so I'm gonna
Volume 14.
set a bookmark here.
Go to Bookmark. Insert Bookmark. Bookmark. 1. Inserted.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning of go to the beginning of the story.
Go to Page. Go to Heading. Go to Time. Go to Page. Go to Heading.
Okay, I can go to page 1.
Go to Time. Go to Page. Beginning of book.
Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and play that same portion that we heard on the first generation.
The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Skeen Catling. Copyright 1952 by Patrick Skeen Catling. Narrated by Anne Mullen.
This book was originally created for audio cassette playback. Any announcements concerning cassettes do not apply to this recording. This version contains markers allowing direct access to major portions of the book.
Born in London, Patrick Skeen Catling was educated.
All right, now notice how on the second generation stream, how there's not as much like hissing in the background as you heard on the first gen. It's crazy, but it doesn't have like that sound in the background. It's just nice and.
Educated there and at Oberlin College in the United States as a Royal Canadian Air Force navigator and as a.
I mean, you could hear it still, but it's just a lot less noticeable than it would be if you were to hear it played on the first generation. It's a lot less noticeable. So yeah, we just did speaker comparison between the two. Now we're going to go ahead and do text-to-speech comparison. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my second generation off for a minute. And see what I mean? It's very, very fast to power off. It's crazy. The first generation. We're going to use the user guide for this. Darn it, I probably should have put my first generation back on Samantha and Tom, but I'm using Daniel and Samantha, so Go ahead and turn this on. I don't know why. A lot faster boot up process.
Welcome to Victor Reader.
Yeah, a lot faster. It's crazy, but it's a lot faster boot up process. I don't know why. Alright, but now I'm going to go ahead and press and hold key 1.
Enter user guide.
Really slow opening.
User guide.
Now these voices are really compact, so just try to understand what it's saying. If you can't, just let me know and I can clarify by watching the video and taking a look and see what it's saying. So go ahead and press play on this.
Humanware is proud to introduce Victor Reader Stream, the powerful digital talking book player. Victor Reader Stream is designed as an advanced high-performance DAISY, MP3, and MISO player for students, professionals, or on-the-go people who have extensive reading needs. It allows you to transfer content.
Let's go ahead and switch to Samantha.
Samantha.
I went ahead and pressed and held 7 to do that.
Content from your PC to its removable flash memory card and provides advanced navigation of multiple formats including DAISY, MP3.
No, see, yeah, that's okay.
Daniel.
Go ahead and shut this off. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second generation. Go ahead and turn this back on again. There we go.
Welcome to Victor Reader.
The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Skeen Catling.
It's crazy, but it's being so fast today. I don't know why. And then
Connected to Wi-Fi.
wow, yeah, it's being so fast. And then we have now usually the original voices would be Ryan and Heather, but I have Sharon and Heather. So I'm gonna go ahead and press and hold key 1, and watch how fast the second generation is opening the user guide.
Enter user guide.
It's already open. Look at that.
Victor Reader Stream User Guide.
And see, instead of like the first generation saying Victor Reader Stream User Guide, it just says User Guide. Because this one says Victor Reader Stream User Guide. And I imagine the Trek would too, which I cannot wait to see that thing. But this one says Victor Reader Stream User Guide. And then the first generation just says User Guide. So I'm going to go ahead and press play on this.
Copyright 2017. All rights reserved. Technologies Humanware. This user guide is protected by copyright belonging to Humanware, with all rights reserved. The user guide may not be copied in whole or in part, without written consent from Humanware.
Now that's so much, I don't know if you can tell, but that's so much clearer. I'm going to go ahead and switch to Heather by holding 7.
Heather.
Let's take a listen to that, and you'll notice like how fast it switched. So I'm going to go ahead and press play stop.
One overview of Victor Reader Stream. 1.1 Unpacking the player. The package contains the following items: Victor Reader Stream with SD card and rechargeable battery installed, silicone case, power adapter, long USB cable to connect to the PC or power adapter, short USB cable to connect to a USB flash drive, earphones, warranty card. In some countries, the package may also contain a card to fill out the purchase, an optional extension to your basic warranty.
Okay, now see that? Those voices are just so much clearer. I'm going to switch back though.
Sharon.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn these both on now. Turn this other one on here, the first generation. I'm going to exit the user guide.
Welcome to Victor Reader. Exit user guide. 1. Bookshelf. Talking books. 35. Books. 1.
The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Skeen Catling.
Now in the navigation and playback menu, only one thing has changed. So we'll start by going through it on the first generation. So I'm going to press key 7.
Menu. Navigation and playback. Loop. Enable.
Loop is enabled. So I'm going to press 2 to move up.
Audio adjustment mode.
That's kind of weird, but like when it says that though.
Audio adjustment mode. Pitch.
I almost think it's using Heather to say that, which is kind of crazy because why couldn't it use that as its text-to-speech voices? That just sounds very clear.
Bookmark alert. Disable.
Which I do have that off because it kind of gets annoying when you keep hearing it say bookmark 1, bookmark 2. It's kind of annoying. But I do like it though for like important books or whatever.
Sleep messages. Enable.
I do have that on, which is when your sleep timer is about to go off. Oh yeah, I should compare those two. When your sleep timer is about to go off, it'll say like time remaining 1 minute before it shuts off.
Key beeps. Enable.
Key beeps enabled.
Time jump. 30 minutes. Disable.
And we have all the time jump settings.
Time jump. 10 minutes. Disable. Time jump. 5 minutes. Disable. Time jump. 1 minute. Enable. Loop. Enable.
Alright, we're already back there, so I'm going to press key 7.
Skip. All. Play.
Now we have skip all play,
Custom.
custom,
On demand.
on demand,
Skip.
skip,
Play.
play.
Custom.
But I'm going to hit skip because I don't want to hear all the
Play. Skip.
information.
Selected.
There we go. Okay, now I'm going to press key 7.
Language. Text-to-speech voice.
Done deal.
Now this is just another way to change the voice if you don't want to use the shortcut. So I can press 6 to change the voice.
Samantha.
Done deal.
Then I can press confirm to select it.
Selected.
Now there's one more option in this menu.
Braille translation table.
English, British.
No, see, it did that because as soon as I updated to the UK software, it changed to English British. So I'm gonna change that back to my state.
English, Australian. English, American.
Okay, there we go, American.
Selected.
There.
Text-to-speech voice.
Done deal.
Okay, I'm gonna press key 7 again.
Format SD card.
Now that I'm not gonna do, but if I was going to, it would give me a little message.
Formatting will erase all data on SD card. Press pound key to confirm, or the star key to cancel.
Which I'm going to cancel.
Leaving menu.
Now I'm gonna press 7 again.
Menu. Navigation and playback. Skip.
Let me just make sure that was all the menus.
Format S. Navigation and playback.
Yep, that's it. Okay.
Enable. Leaving menu.
Now notice how those settings, I'm sure everybody remembers those. Now, we're going to do the same thing here on the Victor Stream 2nd generation. So I'm going to press key 7.
Menu. Navigation and playback. Loop. On.
I noticed how they changed. It doesn't say enabled or disabled anymore. Now it just says
Off. On. Off. On. Off. On.
now it says off or on, which I think is much better than disabled or enabled, which isn't, it's still not bad, but
Off. On.
off or on just sounds much more cleaner. So I'm going to select.
Selected. Audio adjustment mode. Pitch.
Audio adjustment mode, that's the same as on the first gen. They're laid out in the same order.
Tone.
Still got the same options, pitch or tone.
Pitch. Bookmark alert. On.
Now that's on, but
Off.
I'm turning it off because
Selected.
I can get pretty annoying once in a while.
Sleep messages. On.
And like I said, that's if you want to be alerted when it's about to shut off. You can have it on, but if you're gonna fall asleep, you probably won't hear it anyway.
Key beeps. On.
Key beeps. Now if I turn these off,
Off. Selected.
now I notice when I push a key, it doesn't beep anymore.
Save last used navigation level for each book. On. Key beeps. Off.
I'm going to turn those back on.
On. Selected. Save last used navigation level for each book. On.
Now see, this is a new feature they added in the navigation and playback menu.
Time jump. 30 minutes. Off.
And see, the time jump menus have been reorientated a little bit. We have 30 minutes first.
Time jump. 10 minutes. Off.
10 minutes.
Time jump. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Off. Time jump. 1 minute. On.
1 minute.
Time jump. 30 seconds. Off.
And on this one, we have added another one, a new one, 30 seconds, which is really nice. So I think I might turn that on.
On. Selected. Loop. On.
Now we're back to loop, so I'm going to press key 7.
Skip. All. Skip.
Now, of course, this is the same as on the Victor stream, first generation. Here, I'll just review it really quickly.
Play. Custom. On demand. Skip.
Same thing, so I'm not really going to go into too much detail about it.
Selected. Language. Text-to-speech voice.
Sharon.
Now in here we have the same options, but just higher quality.
Heather.
Sharon.
Heather.
Sharon.
Selected.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that was selected. Press 2.
Braille translation table.
English. American.
I'll see pretty much same.
1.
The Chocolate Touch
Oh, darn it.
by Patrick.
Menu. Skip. Language. Text-to-speech voice.
Sharon.
See same options in that menu.
Recording. Built-in microphone file type. Wave 16-bit PCM.
Now in the
Recording
second,
time remaining. 4 hours. 34 minutes.
now in the second generation we have recording options, which is really awesome. So we have the wave format, which I have set.
MP3 64 kilobits per second.
MP3 64 kilobits.
Fifth. MP3 96 kilobits per second.
MP3 96
Wave
kilobits
16
per
bit
second.
PCM. Recording time remaining 4 hours 34 minutes.
Now see the time can vary depending on the format you have set. So if I record in the wave format, I can only record for 4 more hours. But watch this. If I record in one of the kilobits per second format,
MP3 64 kilobits per second. Recording time remaining 50 hours 28 minutes.
I have a little bit more recording time. But if I go to 96 kilobits per second,
MP3 96 kilobits per second. Recording time remaining 33 hours 39 minutes.
now notice how that went down because that's a little more file space, but wave is the most because
Wave 16-bit PCM. Recording time remaining 4 hours 34 minutes.
that's like the highest quality. It's like the biggest and highest quality there is. So that's why it's taking so much memory. But I'm going to select it,
Selected.
and I'm going to go ahead and hit 2.
Recording volume adjustment. Fixed.
We have fixed,
Manual.
manual,
Automatic.
automatic.
External recording file type. Wave 16-bit PCM.
Now these I'm not really going to mess with
Recording time
because
remaining. External recording mode.
they're just for,
Stereo.
like, you have a microphone to hook up.
Mono. Stereo. External recording source. Built-in microphone file type. Format SD card.
Of course we have that. And on the second generation we have a little bit longer message.
This will erase all data on SD card. Press the confirm key to confirm, or any other key to cancel.
Actually, I mean, it's not longer, it's just read out differently. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this.
Cancelled. Multi-tap navigation and
Oh,
playback.
darn it.
Skip. Language. Format S. Multi-tap text entry method. Announce final character only.
Now, see, this is where you can type in different information. Like what do you want it to do as you're typing? Do you want it just to announce the final character that we can keep typing? Or do you want it to...
Announce character on each key press, then enter character after pause.
I like mine set on final character only.
Announce final character only.
Okay, there we go. Select.
Selected.
It's good.
Multi-tap text entry method. Announce final character only. Navigation and playback. Loop.
And that's that menu. That's all those menus.
Leaving menu. 1.
But
The Chocolate Touch by Patrick Skeen Catling.
the Victor Reader Stream 2nd generation has one more menu to offer. If I press the online features button to go to my online bookshelves,
Bookshelf. NLS Bard. 29. Books. 17.
Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling.
now I'm going to press key 7 again.
Menu. Wireless. Airplane mode. Off.
Now we have the online menus. So we have the wireless menu, which in here we have airplane mode, which right now is off.
Validate connection.
We can validate connection.
Delete a connection.
Oh, excuse me. We can delete a connection,
Create a new connection.
create a new connection,
Launch a connection.
launch a connection. So that means if you want to connect to a new network, you can do that.
Scan for available connections.
Scan for available connections.
Import a network configuration from file.
Import a network configuration from file.
Airplane mode. Off.
And now we're back to airplane mode. So I'll just show you guys what happens.
Validate. Delete. Create a new. Launch a connection.
Now if I want to change the networks, I can go right here.
Dorm.
Right now I'm connected to dorm, so I'm going to go up.
Guest.
And I'm going to connect to guests. So I'm going to press confirm.
Connected to.
Guest.
Wireless. Launch a connection.
Now it's as easy as that to change, but since I'm not over where the guest Wi-Fi is, I'm going to connect back to dorm. So I'm going to press confirm.
Dorm.
Confirm again.
Connected to.
Dorm.
Wireless.
Okay, perfect.
Launch a connection.
Now let's move to the next menu.
General. Cancel all current downloads.
Now this is the general menu. We have cancel all current downloads.
Notification mode. Beep and message.
And here we have beep and actually I'm going to go back once.
Cancel all current downloads.
And I will show you if I press confirm on this, it will give me a message.
This operation will cancel all current and queued downloads. Press the confirm key to confirm, or any other key to cancel.
I don't have anything downloading, so it's not going to do anything, but I'll just show you.
Completed. Menu. General. Cancel all current downloads. Notification mode. Beep and message.
Now for notification mode, we have beep and message.
No notifications.
No notifications.
Beep only.
Beep only, which is okay, but it's not the notification method I prefer to take because if it's an important notification like a software update, I won't know when it's going to happen.
Beep and message.
So I like to keep mine right there.
Selected. Cancel all current downloads.
There's only two options in that menu, so let's go on by hitting key 7.
Internet radio. Humanware playlist.
English North America.
Now these are just the different languages you can choose from.
Import internet radio playlist from file.
Then you have
Humanware playlist.
English North America.
now see you have if it's already set to that, don't bother changing it because you have like so many languages. I'll show you.
English India. English Australia / New Zealand. Dutch. Danish. Czech. Croatian. Czech. Dutch. English Australia / New Zealand. English India. English North America.
Now see you have so many different options.
Export all playlists to SD card.
Now you can do that if you want to.
Import internet radio playlist from file.
Or you can import it.
Humanware playlist.
English North America.
Now I'm going to hit key 7 for the next menu.
Podcasts. Downloaded podcast episodes to keep. 3 episodes.
Then we have
Episode 1. Episode.
all the way from 1 all the way to
Manual only.
manual only and all the way to
10 episodes.
10 episodes.
Mat 1. 10 episodes.
Press confirm on this.
Selected. Humanware suggested podcasts.
English North America.
Now here's another language selection table.
English India. English Australia / New Zealand. English North America.
I'm just going to make sure that's selected.
Selected. Export all podcast feeds to SD card.
And of course you can do that. Put them all on your SD card.
Import podcast feeds from file.
Or from file.
Downloaded podcast episodes to keep. 10 episodes.
Now we're back to there.
NLS barred. Remove NLS barred service and delete all associated books.
Now here's the one I'm sure everybody has. Now you can remove your barred service, which I believe it'll give you a message. I really don't want to test this, but just for you guys.
Turning off this service will delete all associated books from the online bookshelf. Do you want to continue? Press the confirm key to confirm, or any other key to cancel.
I'm canceling this because I do not want to.
Cancelled.
I do not want.
NLS barred. Remove NLS barred service and delete all associated books.
I do not want to lose my barred service because I love barred. It's awesome service.
NLS barred book types to search. Audiobooks only.
Audiobooks only, of course. You wouldn't want to change that because.
Braille books only. Audio and Braille. Audiobooks only.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to change that because if you did, that'd be bad because then you'd be searching Braille books. That'd be kind of useless because you wouldn't be able to read them on this device.
Selected.
Oops, what did I select?
Modify NLS barred book types to search. Audiobooks only.
Okay.
Modify NLS barred login information.
Then let's just say if you change your email or your password, you could modify it right there.
Import NLS barred configuration from file.
Or you can import a file. But if you don't have that, it'll say this.
Configuration file not found. Remove NLS barred service and delete all associated books.
I'm going to press key 7.
Bookshare. Add Bookshare service.
Alright, we have Bookshare service. Bookshare, which is like where it uses text-to-speech to read, which I do not have, so but I'll show you all the options.
Import a Bookshare configuration from file. Add Bookshare service.
Yeah, you only have 2 options in that menu.
NFB Newsline. Add NFB Newsline service. Add NFB Newsline service.
I only have 1 option in that menu. Yeah.
Add NFB Newsline service. Daisy Online. Add a Daisy Online service. Download method to use.
Then you have download method to use.
Modify Daisy Online login information. Remove a Daisy Online service. Import a Daisy Online configuration from file. Add a Daisy Online service.
Alright, press 7.
Software updates. Automatic check for updates. On.
Now, this is one of the first players to ever do that. Let you update your software online. So, I'll show you what's in here. We have
Automatic check for updates. On.
that turned on.
Check for updates now.
I'll just do this just to show you guys there's no software update. So I'm going to press confirm.
Please wait.
Tells me to wait.
Player is up to date.
Alright, perfect.
Wireless.
Alright, and we're back to
Off.
we're back to wireless. So I'm gonna leave this.
Leaving menu. 17.
Harry Potter
No.
and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling.
Now another one of the settings we're gonna have to take a look in is the date and time settings. So I'm gonna press and hold. So, well, actually, first I'll show you the time announcement.
9:02 a.m.
It's a nice announcement, nice clear. But if I press and hold the sleep key,
Date and time settings. Set time.
set time,
Advanced time settings.
I'll show you what's in here.
Time format. 12-hour AM PM.
I'll keep it like that. But if I was to switch it,
Date format. Day, month, year.
wait,
Time format. 12-hour AM PM.
yeah, no, if I was to switch that,
24-hour. Date format. Day, month, year. Daylight saving time. Time and date announcements. Announce time only. No time and date announcement. Announce both time and date. Automatic time adjustment. On. Time format. 24-hour. Date format. Day, month, year. Daylight saving time. Announce both time and date. Automatic time adjustment. On. Confirmed. Advanced time settings.
Actually, once you get there, it tells you all your information.
Leaving date and time settings.
Notice when I asked for time announcement, how it doesn't say AM anymore because we're in 24-hour time.
09:04 hours.
Oh, okay. It doesn't even say.
September 2019.
Oh, okay. It doesn't even say. 9:05. It just says. It says the minute first, then the hour. Okay, I see. But I'm gonna go back and change that because I don't like it that way.
Date and time settings.
I don't mind it,
Set
but I'm just used to 12 hours, so I'm gonna change back to 12 hour really fast.
Advanced time settings. Time format. 24-hour. 12-hour. AM. Date format. Day, month, year. Month, day, year.
So you can have month, day, year.
Year, month, day.
Year, month, day.
Day, month, year.
Day, month, year, which is what we're used to. So I'm gonna save this.
Daylight saving time. Standard time. Daylight saving time.
Daylight savings. So I'm gonna keep that turned on.
Time and date announcements. Announce both time and date.
Now when I press confirm here, it's going to tell us all of our settings, followed by confirmed.
Automatic time adjustment. On.
Press it again, it should tell us.
Time format. 12-hour. AM, PM. Date format. Day, month, year. Daylight saving time. Announce both time and date. Automatic time adjustment. On. Confirmed. Advanced
Perfect.
time settings.
Cancel.
Leaving date and time settings.
Now the only thing left I have to talk about is the sleep timers. From the first generation to the second generation. Because in the first generation, all you had was 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and 60 minutes. But on the Victor Street second generation, you have
9. Oh, sleep. 15 minutes.
15,
Sleep. 30 minutes.
30,
Sleep. 45
45.
minutes. Sleep. 60
We have
minutes.
all the usual, but watch this.
Sleep. Custom.
Custom. Now let's see if I wanted to play for 65 minutes. I press 6,
6.
5,
5.
confirm,
Sleep. 65 minutes.
and I can press play at any time and it will play for 65 minutes, then stop. But I'm going to turn it off though because I don't want sleep on.
9. Sleep. 64 minutes. Sleep. Custom. Sleep. Off.
Okay, there we go. Now, really, I think I showed everything. This video is already long enough, so I'll come back a little later maybe and do a recording quality test between the two. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. And one more time before I go. Whoa! That was kind of weird. It had like a little extra sound there. It's kind of weird, like kind of funny. Oh, actually, before I go, one more time. And peace out, guys.